Good morning to you all, and welcome to this morning, the Sunday that invites us to reflect on our transfiguration, our conversion to the new life of God. And in this sense, we are presented with some clues that will help us to understand. The first reading presents us with Abraham, the model of the believer. With Abraham, we are invited to believe to an attitude of total trust, of radical acceptance, of complete surrender to the designs of this God who does not fail and is always faithful to his promises. Despite the continuous reaffirmation of the promises, Abraham is old, childless, without the dreamed land, and his life seems doomed to failure. It would be natural for Abraham to manifest his disappointment and frustration before God. However, his response is to trust God completely, accept his project, and put himself at the service of God's designs. Is it the same total trust that marks my relationship with God? The God who reveals himself to Abraham is a God who is committed to man and woman and whose promises are guaranteed, free, and unconditional. Given this, we are invited to build our existence with serenity and trust, knowing that amid the storm that shakes our lives, He is there accompanying us, loving us, and being the sure rock to which we can cling when everything else fails. The second reading invites us to renounce this attitude of pride, self sufficiency, and triumphalism, resulting from the fulfillment of external rites. Our transfiguration is the result of a true conversion of hearts, built day by day under the sign of the cross, that is, of love and the giving of life. In this same time of transformation and renewal, we are invited by the Word of God to be aware that our journey towards the new man and woman is not complete. It is not a process built day by day. It is a process built day by day under the sign of the cross, that is, in total surrender of love. That is a total surrender of love that subverts our selfish and self indulgence schemes. To consider oneself as someone who has already reached the goal of perfection through the practice of some external rites, that is, pride and self sufficiency. It means that we still don't realize where the essential is, which is the change of heart. Only the radical transformation of the heart will lead us to this new life transfigured by the resurrection. Then our gospel takes us and presents to us Jesus, the beloved Son of God, Son of the Father, whose exodus, which means death on the cross, brings about our liberation. God's liberating project in Jesus is not carried out through schemes of power and triumph, but through the surrender of life and love that is given until death. This is the path that leads us to the transfiguration into the new man and a new woman. The three disciples who share the experience of the Transfiguration refuse to accept that triumph of the Father's liberating project, passing through suffering and the cross. They only conceive a God who manifests himself in power, in honor, in triumph, and I do not understand a God who manifests himself in service, in the love that he gives. What is the part of the Church of Jesus, the, and each one of us in particular? It is a part of seeking honor, of seeking influence, of promiscuity with power, or a part of service to the poorest, to the struggle for justice and for the truth of love that is made a gift. Is it a love and in the gift of life that we seek the new life announced here? The disciples' witnesses of the transfiguration also seem not to have much desire to come down to earth and face the world and human problems. They represent all those who live with their eyes on the sky, but are obviously to the concrete reality of the world, unwilling to intervene to new and transform it. However, the experience of Jesus obliges us to continue the work that he started and to return to the world to make life a gift and an entrustment to our brothers and sisters. Religion is not an opium that puts us to sleep, but a commitment to God, who makes a commitment of love to the world and men and women. The Lord be with you, and I wish you all a blessed Sunday. Thank you.